What's that? What if I left this in? Wow. That's so weird. Where's this going on? All right. So, I'm still trying to figure out why this is like constantly flickering. Whoa! How's that? Maybe I need to bring this stand higher. This is pretty high. Let's take a look. What's up, Bert? I'm quiet. Hold on. Trying to figure out the. Trying to figure out what's going on with my my stand because I got a different angle today, so I'm just trying to. Can you hear me? Okay. I did lower my mic volume. How's that? All right. You're here, Bert. That's important. And grab some water. And here's why this cup of water is important. What's up, buddy? All right, what we're gonna do. This is way too big. Anyways. We have our parchment paper. So yesterday I made the sourdough bread, right? So I forgot that I left it in the office yesterday, proving. So it proved in the office for quite a while. Last night around midnight, I remembered. I was in bed. I remembered. I took it out, and I had to knead the dough, and then put it in this bread basket. And I put it in this basket overnight. So here's the dough that's been sitting overnight. Oh no! And hopefully, it hasn't stuck to here. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab just a pinch of flour on here. So So I have my oven heated to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll do, wow, this is really airy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. I normally don't use a liner, but I wanted to use one this time, which is probably a bad idea, as I might have over-proved it and it's sticking. It's not good. Oh man, I should have just used the bread basket because I normally just use this. This is going to be a little flat because I just popped a lot of the air bubbles by trying to peel this. Oh, this is a pain. Again, I never use this. I don't know what made me think of using this. Oh, wow. This is a big mess. This is going to be like a ciabatta. Well, looks like I'm making ciabatta. I'm still going to score it. All right. Really pretty. So I'm just gonna score like a French bread. With a little razor blade. 1, 2, 3. You know what? I'll do crisscross. 1, 2, 3. All right. Pop this in the oven with the parchment paper. We're gonna bake this. Put that in there. I got my cup of water. I'm gonna pour it in here. What I want is a nice steaming action in the oven. This is going to bake for 35 minutes. I have another loaf, which I hope will turn out okay after this one. Well, let's see how this turns out first. It's okay. I just want a nice homemade crusty bread to go with the fish stew. What's up, buddy? All right, let's put this away. In the meantime, I have my ingredients here. I have 3 stalks of celery, 1 onion, 1 leek, which I'll probably be using like just this much of the leek. I have 2 bulbs of fennel, a packet of garlic, which probably has about 16 cloves, tomato paste, another can of whole tomatoes, which I'll be crushing up by hand. Hey tubes. I have parsley, seafood stock, wine, and which I have in the fridge because it has to stay in the fridge. Kid was watching Harry Potter. I just put some homemade lasagna in the oven, right? Nice. So here I have 1.88 pounds, which is almost a kilogram worth of fresh wild-caught Atlantic cod, and I have 1 pound, maybe half a kilogram, of peeled, deveined shrimp with tail still on. So this is going to sit to the side because I'm not going to use this right now. But the first thing I need to do is I need to wash my celery. I'll wash my leeks after I cut them. And I need to wash my fennel. I'll wash the fennel after I cut it as well. Let's grab a knife. Already deveined. So yeah, the store that does it, they charge you a little bit more, right? But that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about that. Actually, you know what I need to do with my knife first? I need to sharpen. All right. It saves a lot of time. I just don't have the time right now. Let me move this over a bit. I don't have the time right now to peel and devein my shrimp. So I'm gonna take fennel up to here, maybe. I like to use these stalks in broth. And do the same. Do it up to here. My cat likes fennel. Somehow, he likes to eat the stems. Okay, so just chop that off, and really, we're doing like a rough chop here. You want it to be fairly chunky, but not too chunky. Like that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Some of these pieces are a little big, so I'll just cut them in half. Towards the end of the root, I'll quarter or six them. Yeah. To make it fast, you gotta have a sharp knife and a little bit. You have the flu. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lecca. This would be good. This would be good for you. Some protein, some veg, some good broth. Yeah, I just don't feel like doing it right now. I don't have the time or the energy. I was running errands with kiddo this morning. My tool was ready at the hardware store, so I picked it up. It was actually like a Christmas sale where I bought a drywall tool where I could cut my drywall with this. It's cordless, but it came with two 5 amp-hour batteries. So for the price of the 5 amp-hour batteries, you got the tool for free. So original price was like $430, and I got it for $200. So it saves a ton of money. All right, so here's our fennel. Let me grab a bowl. Actually, it hasn't been washed yet, right? So. No, drop on the floor. A rubber duck. Not a rubber duck. Okay. That's done. Let me wash the celery. That will be cut next. All right. Dockside doesn't even help. What? Wait. I have a very small. I don't know. Someone says it. I have a which. I don't know. Yes. So if I'm sick, tea, bone broth, soups. I've always tried to lean towards that, like more homeopathic. Food is medicine type deal. At least that's what I try and do. All right. So celery. I'm actually going to use these. All right. Let's leave these here. So, cutting the rib in half, even here. Just going to chop into more manageable pieces. This I'm going to cut into thirds. Thread the knife through. It's a little thick. Yeah, with some honey. Oh, you can make a hot toddy, right? That's supposed to work. Although I actually don't know. I don't know what the ingredients are in a hot toddy, but some people swear by it. Some people don't. I have no idea. I don't drink it. I don't like to run to the doctor or everything either. All right. So again, same thing with the fennel. They're just going to be chopped into. They're not going to be into fine pieces because you want some chunks, right? What? He's there. Malfoy's there. Kiddo's watching Harry Potter. And again, we're going to use that same Dutch oven that I used yesterday for the tiki masala. Oh, that would be good for you too, Lepka. Get some spice in you. Spicy foods can help clear the sinuses, right? So, celery. Some fish oil, garlic. Yeah. Oh, okay. I like. Actually, had some salsa. This. Let me wet my knife. So wet knife is supposed to help with some of the fumes and the smells. So. One. Two. All right, let me grab some of these skins, these peels off. Let me wash my knife again. And the only thing I'm going to do with this is going to cut into quarters. So 1, 2, 3. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to slice it thin. I may be slicing the leeks thin too. Hey Maeve, I want you to take your vitamins, please. At least bring the bowl with you on the couch. Someone needs to take their vitamins. Oh, okay. Alright, so celery and onions are actually going to be going to the pot together. But I want to prep the celery, leeks, and onions together. And then what will happen is I'll move the camera so that we can take a look at the pot. Last one's the leek. Hold on 1 second. Tired? I think someone's a little tired. Did you put... Are there sunglasses on there? What happened? Wait, where's... Oh. How'd you get the sunglasses on there? That's awesome.
Wait, I want. Is this new? Oh, really? Oh, jeez. Is that something I must have enabled that? I have no idea. I enabled points, but I'm not quite sure, like what exactly I've enabled. So I'm gonna. I mean, some people eat only the whites of the leeks. I'm gonna go right to the green because there's no need. I mean, we have leeks, we have onions, we have celery, we have fennel, which is they're all very aromatic. So I'm just gonna take my one leek. And this is just a colander for me to wash this. Lockhart, that phony. The big fat phony. I'm just going to take the insides of this and just chop this up too because this is still tender. That's good. And they're pre-made. Oh, okay. Anything else I need to chop up besides parsley? No. Oh, you know what? Oh, no! I forgot one other spice. Forgot one other spice which I need to use my laptop for. And I usually never use this spice, and I only use this actually for this recipe. And it's saffron. So I have some saffron here. Let me give these leeks a rinse. Hey, bud. While we're here. Oh. Yep. I have 2 mandarin oranges here. Since we're still using the cutting board, I need to zest this orange. Yo-yo. Actually, this one might not work. All right, let's grab another cleaner. Here. I tried this too, so I'm wondering why this isn't even peeling or zesting. If it doesn't work, it's all right. I will just use the juice of the orange. All right, this one's zesting better. Maybe it's just the orange. Yeah, I mean, some of these mandarin oranges have a rough skin. Some of them don't. And I guess I just picked one with a really smooth skin that didn't want to be grated. I mean, I don't need a lot. It actually says the peel of 1 orange, but I think the juice of 1 is more than enough. Or 2 of these. Okay, so I have some here. Better than nothing. See if we can get a little bit more. Yeah, these are a lot sweeter. I have some limes that I could probably do too, but I want the sweetness of the orange, right? The sweetness of the orange will go well with this, especially with the saffron. See if there's another one. Oh, no. Alright. At least we have the zest of 1 orange. Let's see if we can get. You know, that, no, nothing.
Wow. I'm pushing that pretty hard too. Nope. Okay. Well, you tried. We got some. Put this aside because I'm gonna have to cut that in half. So, wash my hands. Let's get this. My oven is steaming because of the water in the stove. In the meantime, let's move. Let's move this here. So we can take a look here. What we do in the pot. So we're on medium heat. Oh, I got some water. Stove. I must have had leftover water when I washed it. And this is heavy. This is a ceramic lined Dutch oven, cast iron Dutch oven. Wine, which we're going to use in a little bit. Because this is not chilled, let's have a glass while we're cooking. Cheers. All right. This is still not hot enough, so we just turn on the oven, turn the bread. I want my bread to be crusty. It's more to dip. More as a dipping mechanism into the soup. I also need, as I reach over to my spoon. Oh. One thing that I use that I always forget. My garlic press, because we're adding this whole packet of garlic in here. Where's my olive oil? The water still hasn't really, it's just starting to boil off from when I washed it, so it's still not hot yet. His hand's all sweaty. I think it's Ron's.
No, it's Harry.
Really? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, but that's Harry.
Okay.
And now mine.
What do I know? Your hands are sweaty now? Ew. Should I?
Smell like balloon.
Oh, your hands smell like balloons. Wow.
I keep touching the balloon.
Oh, well, that's why then. Meantime, I have my can of whole peeled San Marzano style tomatoes. They're California tomatoes, but they're like the Italian Roma style.
I think I'm not gonna go on that ride. I'm not going on Sourdough.
I know, Mom's spaghetti.
The Whopping Willow.
What I'm gonna do with my tomatoes is just did what I did yesterday.
Hey, the Whopping Willow. Yeah, when does the Whopping Willow move?
Because it's a magical tree. Like, oh, Magnus, I'm sorry, buddy. You think it's food, but I don't have any food for you. He thinks I have wet food because I just opened up a can. All right, let's add some olive oil. Get off the onions. You can't eat onions. You know, add a nice, healthy, generous amount of olive oil. Let's do this. Those leeks. Onions and celery. And we have quite a bit of greenery in here. What?
Like
Really? Hmm.
Why does it don't want anybody in it?
Well, because it's a tree. How would you like it if someone crashed into you?
I would be like so mad.
You'd be like so mad? Yeah, I would be
I
too.
would like put all my branches in the
Oh, wow. Wow. So there you go. Olive oil never hurts.
Walking without falling.
So that's 3. That's 5. That's 8. Actually, the recipe calls for 8. My rule is to always double the recipe's garlic amount. There goes that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's really good about 12, 13, 14. Some of these are really small, so, oops. I guess I'll hold that one to the end. $17, what? I saw, did you make garlic noodles from Food Wishes? No, I did not. What is that? Oh no! You know what you could do it too is just add, at the end, add garlic powder. If you have granulated garlic powder, do that. Better than nothing. Okay. It's sizzling. So I normally add potatoes to this. The recipe never calls for it, but I usually add it. I'm not this time. I bought potatoes specifically for this stew as well. But I want to show you something that I found at a grocery store today, which I've never seen, and it was super cheap. Yes. So I got this from the grocery store today. They're blue oyster mushrooms. And I've had fried blue oyster mushrooms before. They're so good. They're so earthy, crispy, crunchy. So what I was thinking about is taking these blue oyster mushrooms and putting them in some cornmeal. I'm also thinking about wedging the potatoes into small little squares, doing a quick boil, and then toss them in the cornmeal and fry them in duck fat. Fry these in duck fat as well. Be a really rich fried mushroom and potato. Yeah. Just thinking about that makes me think of this. No, not so much. Let's see. This noodle recipe is so simple yet when I saw it, I can. Oh, okay. I'll take a look. Well, let me rinse my hands. Because now, while everything's going, it's time to break up my tomatoes with my hand. I mean, you could use a masher, right? But it's fun to have. It's fun to mush tomatoes. It's like squirt, squirt, squirt. I also feel like if you use a masher, like you can feel how small the bits are in your hands when you actually mush them up. Whereas the masher, you won't be able to. Did you see her again? Is she petrified yet? No. Oh boy. I rarely use mushrooms because my mom uses a lot. Oh, yum. I love mushrooms. Like, so Tito will ask me, what your favorite pizza is. I'm like, you know what? Nothing really beats a nice mushroom pizza. Like the earthiness, the saltiness from the cheese, the sweetness from the sauce. Like it just the balance of everything of a nice, good mushroom pizza. Mm.
Okay. So I have 3 different types of mushrooms in my fridge right now. Besides the blue oyster, extra shiitake, and I have mini portobello mushrooms. And yeah, let me give this a stir with my other hand since I'm busy. So let's set a time. Oh, actually, let's let this cook for 6 minutes. That's when the bread will come out. Ooh, that squirted everywhere. That's what she said. This is a food. Did I label this as food? Did I label this stream as a food instead of like gaming or creative? Okay. Let's get the tomato bits off my hand. Hi. Mwah. Oh, can you see him? Oh, look. He's my sous chef. Sous chef today. Ooh, chateau mushrooms. Yum. Yeah, shiitake's gonna be for fried rice that I'm gonna make. Tomorrow we have these. I might make them tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, I'm gonna move that. So let me move this pan. This pan can go back into its shelf here. This is the lid for our Dutch oven. Oh no. Is he doomed? There's a lot of green. And we haven't even added the fennel yet. This, and we still have parsley. Oh, you know what I can do too? While we're waiting for this to cook up. Let me do medium high. I feel like this isn't enough. So parsley. Let's grab 2 handfuls of parsley. I'm just grabbing the leaves. Try not to grab the stems because the stems are a little bitter. Give this a rinse, right? You smell my cooking? So you know I have fish. Green equals healthy. Does it always? Yeah, it does actually. Broccoli's good, Brussels sprouts, kale, spinach. Yeah. So celery, leeks, onions, fennel, parsley, all good for you. Where's my I'm getting my red pepper flakes here. Just trying to open up the container. We're gonna need this. You need a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I'm gonna add this now, just to give it a little bit of flavor. Stray leek. After Lockhart? I can't remember who the 3rd one is. Oh, I know who it is. Professor Lupin. You don't know yet because you haven't read the book. Yep. That's true. Balanced diet does equal health. Okay, so I'm gonna take these oranges and cut them. What's up, buddy? All right, we're coming close. We're coming close to this. They're starting to get a little tender. The onions are tender, but the rest of the veggies, eh. I am going to add the fennel now. The lid is a little early, but these fennel pieces are fairly big, and I want the fennel pieces to be chunky. And I'm gonna add the fronds and all too, whatever I have left over. Let's add this. And when the timer goes off, what I'll do is I'll add the rest of the ingredients after I take the bread out. I check on the bread. Because one, I don't want the bread to burn. My own range of hair care products. Let me check on the bread now. Okay. See that? Actually needs another 5 minutes. Here's my tomato paste. Okay, wait. Let me look. A lot of friends said that they are on a diet now. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is in. I'm going to add 30 mils of tomato paste. So 15. It's about 30 mils of tomato paste. I'm going to add my juice. All right, we're not going to get the pulp in there. We don't want any seeds. We have a nice juiciness. Honestly, if you're gonna diet, just do intermittent fasting. Just don't overeat. You gotta count your calories and still do intermittent fasting. I feel like that's the best way. So I've stopped since I've been on vacation the past 2 weeks. I haven't done it. It's because you know what? Like I need a break too, right? So once I go back to work on Monday, I'll start right back at it again. So this should be the juice of about 1 orange. I haven't added the zest yet. Let me add the zest since I'm done. This delicious, delicious orange juice in there. Zest. Gotta save that precious zest. What else I need? I needed stock. Oh, and white wine. I need a third a cup of white wine. This I'll measure. I don't want to add too much because of her, right? But we're cooking it off. So no big deal. Half a cup. Half a cup of white wine with our tomato paste. Let's mix that in. The orange juice, tomato paste, and white wine. That's got to be a very. It smells so good. And then I'm going to add my 2 containers. Each one of these is about 950 mils of seafood stock. Yeah. For me, intermittent fasting was so easy, and not working out with it, I've still been able to maintain my weight. What has happened, I think, recently, at the end of the year, especially for work, I started drinking more at night, and then I stopped fasting because I was just like, there's no way I can. So, here's my almost 2 liters worth of seafood stock. I added my orange juice of two mandarin oranges, tomato paste, oh, and saffron. So I need about 3 pinches of saffron. So I gotta be careful because this is like. Okay. I'm almost gone. almost done with my saffron. I don't want to add too much because I don't want it to be overpowering. Wait, what? I got a lot of DC from chat.
Oh wow.
Unfortunately for me, a lot of what I do, I used to walk a lot when I was living in the city. Like, this is way before my wife, before a kid, like, but it's like 18 years ago. Like, I was tall, but I was so thin because I had to walk everywhere. And ever since I moved out of the city, I started to gain more weight.
I mean that's natural, right?
Bread. Tongs? Alright, so you'll be able to see this when I open the oven. I just have a wooden cutting board and kind of pull the bread out onto. And because it didn't rise as well, we have a nice flat bread here, which I'm a little upset about, but it didn't rise as well as I had hoped. Still make a lovely sandwich out of it. Or dip it into soup, right? Just cut it into thin slices. So we're going to be cooking this. This will stay at the same temperature, and it's going to have to cook for 40 minutes. 30 minutes. Let me wash this. I need to cut my parsley, which I will do in just a second. Because not everyone is a parcel mouth. Only people who are supposed to be from Slytherin. Some people from Slytherin. It's not a gift though. It's a talent. Just like how some people can skate really well, or some people can like swim really well. Yep. Yep. Okay. So that's going to simmer. But I have to leave it simmering uncovered. We're supposed to reduce the volume in half. And once the volume gets reduced in half, I'm actually going to add one of my bone broth cubes just to give it a little bit of richness. And you're probably thinking, well, when does the fish come in? The fish comes in after I add the tomatoes. And the fish and the shrimp will cook in the stock and give the flavor along with the fish stock, the tomatoes, and all the veggies. All right, so let's chop. Let's bring this over. Whoa. Let's chop some veggies. I have enough table here. Yep. Let's chop some more parsley. Get this ready for when I need to add it. I don't like spiders. It's supposed to be about a tablespoon. A tablespoon?
I don't like it either.
Let's take a look. We'll add it all together. And I'm not going for a coarse chop here, I'm going for a fine. Add this to the bowl. For later. Oh,
Actually,
nice.
lying because they're getting
Well, yes.
But he thinks he does because he's right there, doesn't he? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't know.
Right.
I think my bread got messed up because I left it overnight. I left it almost overnight. I completely forgot about it. So it actually fermented well over the 3 hours that it was supposed to, and
Ended up being what, like almost 12 hours?
yeah, that was completely my fault. I mean, I should not have done that. So I'm actually gonna put this in a bag. So I don't need this right now, but I am gonna use this later. Hey JP, what's up? Good morning, Zach. How are you? I'll recap for the two of you what I've done so far. So in this, let me move the camera so you can see. So in this pot right here, we have onions. We have one yellow onion. We have 1 leek. We have 2 fennel bulbs, and we have 3 stalks of celery. And once that's sautéed, I added some red pepper flakes. I added some tomato paste. I added a half a cup of white wine and about 2 liters of seafood stock, and I added some saffron to that. It's just going to simmer for the next 35 minutes until the volume is reduced. And in the meantime, oh, I've added some orange and orange zest. In the meantime, I've chopped up some parsley for when we use it later. I have my seafood ready. This is the shrimp, tail on deveined shelled shrimp, raw. And I have almost 1 kilogram of fresh caught Atlantic cod. Oh, and I'm also drinking white wine because I needed white wine for the recipe, so why not? Now, part of today too, I was baking sourdough, but I also need to get pizza dough ready for Sunday. That was a ghost, wasn't it? Oh, that was a picture. Yeah, remember the pictures talk and move? My mom? What's up with that? Yes. Yes, he turns. Gabbard is doing that. Wait, let's get to the recipe. Here it is. Pizza dough. Oh, what candle? Oh, I know what candle you meant. Okay. Okay. Mike. Does it still sound like that? Do I still sound really funny? Because this happened yesterday. How does that sound? All right, so I switched from using my laptop mic to my webcam mic. So you'll be able to see this. I have to move my laptop anyways because I have all my. I have my
bread
I
flour.
want to drink out of scabbard.
That's disgusting. Why would you want to drink out of Scabbers' cup?
Because it's a furry cup.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's disgusting. All right.
I know. I don't want to eat fur.
So I'm gonna make something similar to what I did yesterday. I'm only gonna use about 100 grams of this whole wheat milled flour. Because I'm a traditionalist, I like white pizza dough.
Pure blood. Dad, what does a pure blood mean?
That means your mom and dad were both wizards.
And you were a muggle?
Nope, and then you're a wizard too. So 600 grams, so 500 grams of bread flour.
Some wizards.
Well, Hermione's a wizard, right? But her parents were muggles.
Yeah, Ron's parents are wizards.
Yeah, so he's a pureblood, right?
No, he's a Ron.
So
The
he's-
Weasley.
Well, yes. All right, 600 grams of flour. So I did 500 of bread, 100 of milled wheat. Harry is not a muggle. His mom was a muggle.
Yeah, but
His dad was a wizard, though. Okay. So 600 grams of bread flour. Oh, I need some warm water, which I don't have. What I'll do, I'll just grab this cup of water. I'm gonna nuke it for 30 seconds. Because I actually need to do. Where's my? Do I have a bowl?
why are they gonna make the polyjuice potion?
Why do you think they're gonna need to make a polyjuice potion?
Well, why are they gonna tell Malfoy?
They'll tell them a little bit. So to this glass bowl, I need to add yeast. So this is half sourdough, half yeast. This is a 3-day dough for pizza, so I make it today and it'll be ready on Sunday, right? You're a wizard, Harry. Yes. 3 grams of yeast. 1, 2. Which apparently this is 5 grams of yeast. 4 grams of yeast. 4 grams of yeast is fine. 4 grams of yeast is fine. I need 2. Oh, I never use sugar, but I've had this container because it's so awesome forever, and I just refill it with like cane sugar. So I need 2 grams of sugar. Right, this is just going to act as a yeast starter. Okay, got some warm water here, and I need 360 mils of water. I'm not adding 360 mils of water here. I'm going to add about
Why is Ravenclaw watching? And Hufflepuff?
100 mils of water. Well, the whole school watches, Maeve. I don't have a tiny whisk. I don't have a tiny whisk. I need to get a tiny whisk. And that's going to sit for 10 minutes. Move that to the side. Let me show. Oh, nope. I actually need this. So I had 100 mils there. So to this, I need to add another 260 mils of water. Oh, just enough. At 240. $260 mils of water. 262. 261, which is close enough. I need 6 grams of salt. So let's switch this over to the grams again.
Let's tear it. I usually like to over salt my pizza crust, so I'll put 10 grams of salt. Eight, 9, it should be 10. And then yesterday, who was here? I think Bert was asking about my sourdough starter, and I had to refeed it yesterday because I was using it today. I'm actually going to add about 100 grams. Look at this. I need 100 grams of starter. I don't know if you can see that. You can see if we can get it close. It's nice and bubbly and airy. It smells like sourdough.
Now, boys, teaser.
You never catch me, Potter.
Yeah, he is.
Why is he a teaser?
Well, you know what? He's a sore loser. You need 100 grams.
Now,
So-
boys, he has a mad face.
I actually don't need much of this. But this is definitely going to give it some extra flavor as it ferments for 3 days in the fridge. Whew. 100 grams. Excellent. We're going to keep all our yeasty friends in there. And plus the rest of the extra sugar that's left over in the yeast slurry will help feed the sourdough starter. So we're bubbling over here. We've been bubbling for a while.
Oh, you touch my
We've reduced the liquid by a little bit, so I'm going to turn up the volume by quite a bit, the heat. All right. I'm not going to feed this right now. So I'm just going to put the cover back on, rubber band, and this will be fine tomorrow, so I'll feed it again tomorrow. How long has it been since I said 10 minutes? I think it's only been 4. But you can see that it's starting to foam up. I'm going to put my yeast away.
Lockhart.
Not Lockhart, anyone but him.
Why was he trying to help?
Well, he's just trying to be helpful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't want a slushy arm.
Dude, would you like a slushy arm?
No.
Oh, that's fine. Ooh, that's strong. Let me recycle this can. Oh, I still have. Should I bake another bread?
Ew.
Let's bake another bread. Let's bake that last loaf. Since we have it. We already have it out, right? So let me. There's no bones left. This is going to be another flatbread, right? Not great. Nothing too fancy. So actually, once the yeast is done, I'll just pop it into the container. The flour. Even there. Now, again, this is overproved. It's not very firm. I guess this one's firmer than the other one. So let's take a look. Let's see if we have a nice dough or if it's going to separate. I'm afraid that it's going to stick to the tea cloth. And I'm not going to get a nice square shape.
Where's Dobby?
You have to wait.
Dobby comes right now. Dobby's supposed to come.
You can see that it's super sticky.
Oh, there's Dobby.
Super sticky, and it's not. It's adhering to my tea towel. Right. Maybe what I can do. I'm not going to do the second food. Ugh. This is a mess. Wow, this is really adhered to my tea towel. Alright, this one's just trashed. Yeah, this is a disaster. This one's a disaster. This one's just gone.
Why did Dobby iron his hands?
Because punishment.
Who told him to do that?
Who's his master? Who's his master?
Ew.
Mm-hmm. Was his master nice?
No.
No. So, yeah. I'm a little upset about this. But let's see if I can turn this around. This is going.
Why is Dobby crying?
Let's see if I can actually turn this around. It's supposed to be bread dough, but watch.
Dad,
Yes, what's up?
why is Dobby crying?
Well, because he didn't want to do that to Harry, did he?
No.
No. We have time. This needs to boil and reduce. Let me get some flour. And I'm gonna try and salvage this dough. This is gonna be an unhealthy coating of flour because we need to. Let me just.
Why does Dobby hit his head on stuff?
Because he's trying to punish himself. I'm gonna try and.
He can't punish himself.
Why can't he punish himself? Yep, that's what I was gonna do. So. Oof. It's not gonna be a very nice
Falling.
shape. I don't think I needed enough yesterday either. But let's see if we can make this into a small little pizza. Okay. So, I'm going to transfer this over like this.
Dad,
Yes,
how did Colin get dead?
he didn't die. What happened to him?
Was it
Oh.
the buzzer?
Nope.
The snake?
Yep. And what happened with
Why
this?
did
Oh, this is really sticky. This is really, really sticky. I've never had this happen before. Let me fix this. This is like a disaster. This is a disaster dough. Like, I've never had this happen before.
Because Myrtle is in there.
Yeah? It's like I just had. Where's my grater? Hold on. Let me wash this real quick.
Lockhart again.
Not again.
He comes again.
All right. Let's see if I can salvage this. No, I think what happened was I didn't actually knead it enough yesterday. I think that it was under kneaded, and I think that it was overproved because, like I said, I let it prove. The first proof was supposed to be only 2 to 3 hours. I let it proof for 12. So I think the yeast was overactive, and it became like a sourdough. So let's put some cheese, freshly grated cheese.
Potions master.
Who's the
That's
po-
what Lockhart said.
Yeah, who's the potion master?
Professor Snape.
That's right. Alright.
This is just regular pizza sauce. I don't have homemade. You know what's funny was I had a real hankering for pizza for lunch today. I'll use up the rest of the sauce. All right.
Let's crank up the oven to 500. This is still simmering away, trying to reduce. We still have 15 minutes.
Yeah. So let's see if this rises, right? And we can salvage a pizza. If anything, it'll be nice, delicious, cheesy flatbread. No, it's gonna be cheese. Just cheese.
Now pour.
I'm not gonna do anything fancy because I don't want to waste ingredients. So Ibra, this was supposed to be a sourdough bread that I made yesterday. The dough from the bread turned out terrible. It was nothing like it was supposed to be, and it deflated right away because I overproofed it. And so what I'm trying to do is salvage it by making a small little cheese pizza. Pop into a 500-degree oven. I have a pizza stone in there. What's 500 in Celsius? Like 230? 260 degrees Celsius. So my oven's at 260. Another, So yeah, I'm just trying to salvage what I can. Oh, is he in the way? Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. Our yeast is nice and active. I'm gonna add it to my dough as soon as I can clean this up. Actually, you know what's a great idea? Is if I just add in and use the bowl as a waste. So let me do that. Our yeast slurry. It's nice and active, and we have the sourdough yeast in there too, which is more than enough for this puppy to ferment for 3 days. This is waste.
Yeah, what's up, honey?
How did Lockhart throw the snake up in the air?
He cast the wrong spell. Oh, yeah, pizza will be done in 12 minutes.
Yes.
That should be more than enough time, actually. And that's the amount of time that we have left on our stock reduction. What's up, honey?
How did Harry get?
Alright.
Excuse me, Dad.
What's up?
Does Ron pick him up every movie?
Who?
Ron.
Does Ron pick who up? Why would he pick up Harry? No.
Who picks him up then?
Bert, have you just followed? Are
Yeah.
you lurking? What's up?
Who picks him up?
Pick him up where?
Who picks up Harry in the third movie?
What do you mean? I'm not sure I'm not understanding what you're talking about, honey.
Remember Ron picked Harry up?
From what?
The third movie.
Oh, no one picked them up. You have to wait for that one. We're getting way ahead of ourselves here in the books.
Or talk. I want to rush.
So we're gonna let this sit. We're gonna need this for a little while. And nothing going on here in the stew department. We're just getting a lot of aromatics and flavor coming out. Tomatoes haven't gone in yet. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Is Jenny still nice to Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add our tomatoes. Then I'm gonna reduce it even more. So I'll let it sit for another 30 minutes. So I'm gonna add my tomatoes to the stew.
And then the tomatoes too.
Yeah, I added the tomatoes to the fish stew. There we go. He needs to eat. Pizza's gonna be done in about 9 minutes.
Yeah, what's your special?
You tell me.
I don't know.
Why is he so special? Oops. That's 30 minutes. Oh, 30 minutes. That way I don't have to interfere with this timer. Here for the soup. So this is the stew's still on medium high. You grab a bowl. Put, where's my bowl? I just getting the dishes. Oh, I had used the bowl for the tomatoes, so let me give this a quick rinse. Okay. What's up, buddy? You want to go outside? It's a little cool outside. It's not raining. You want to go out? There he goes. I want to know what Beth is eating.
Why is that lipstick dead?
What?
Why is that lipstick dead?
Well, he's petrified.
I do.
Who do you think he got petrified by?
And there's another person.
Right.
Later, what is
You tell me. We have a lot of Harry Potter questions right now. I'm just gonna oil my bowl for the pizza dough. There we go. We have some time. Let's see. I gotta beat this flour, this dough, because unlike yesterday, a lot of the gluten to develop. All right, that's good. Did I put the flour away already? I probably shouldn't have. I always put it away prematurely. But you gotta clean it up somehow, right? So I got some spelt flour. Not quite whole wheat. It is whole wheat, I guess whole grain, but I'm wondering, my dough, nice and sticky. Pour this out here. Move this out of the way. Just knead this, just roll. Just gonna fold the corners in and keep folding them in so we make a nice ball. I don't know what that is. That's pretty hard. I don't know what would have given something hard. It's a nice firm dough. Okay. Pizza dough is done. Just gonna roll. And I'm just trying to get rid of this seam underneath, right? So that it's nice and even. Make it nice and tight. So that when it rises, it can expand nicely. Our pizza's gonna be done in about 3 minutes. Okay. Here we go. Nice seam. Seam side up. I have my plastic wrap. And this will sit in the fridge for the weekend until Sunday night. And I'll make pizza. You want food? Yeah, I know. Yeah, this pizza dough I usually make ahead of time. So I get home from work on Friday. I make the dough at night. Sunday night when we'll have pizza for dinner, and then because Maeve's school has pizza on Monday, and she doesn't like the pizza from the pizza shop, and she can't eat cheese, right, because of dairy. So I've been making her fresh pizza every Sunday, so that she can have something yummy to eat and not feel left out with the other kids. right? The things you do for your kids. That's almost done. So, Ibra, I'll show you what the bread looks like. It's supposed to be a sourdough. It's a terrible sourdough. It probably still has the flavor of a sourdough, but it's super flat, right? So let me give this a taste. I'm only cutting off the end because the middle is better. I mean, we still have the pockets like sourdough. It's gonna be nice and rustic for the stew. The flavor is there. It just never rose like it's supposed to. So it's a little disappointing. Still really tasty though. And again, I wanted the bread to be hard and rustic, right? Because I want to be able to dip the bread into the soup, right, and soak up some of the juices, and you can add it to the soup. Something nice, something hearty. All right, pizza time. I'm gonna turn off the oven. Let's see how this pizza turned out. That's the parchment from the first bread. There is our salvaged bread into pizza dough. Burnt paper, my favorite.
When Crab and Doyle eating so much candy?
Because they're pigs. So yeah, Lepka, I was telling him, I cut the bread open a little bit. And you can see it still has a lot of nice air bubbles to it. Has a nice crunch. Has a nice flavor. It just didn't have the rise, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that the dough was overproofed. Which is great for a pizza. It is soft in the middle, yes. It is super soft in the middle. And it has a nice sourdough flavor.
Ew, I would drink that.
Ew, gross. Alright. It's hot, and this is a little misshapen. But let's cut this. I actually have a pizza cutter. It's in the basement. But I never use it. I don't know. It's just a pain to clean. I'd just rather use a knife. Oh, well, hey, look, burnt paper with our pizza. Yum. Whoop. So you got a little crust. Still a little hot. Still has some nice air bubbles there. I'm sure it will taste really good. But it was hot. Let's pop that back in here. Food. What's up, Melissa? So, so what you missed, Melissa, was that my sourdough bread didn't rise.
and it became like a flat ciabatta with some nice air pockets in there though. Never rose. And so the other loaf that I was supposed to make ended up becoming a pizza. I'm munching on that end. So, get the paper. Let's bring. It does. But what it's going to do, or what it's going to be great for, is this stew that's been boiling for the past 40 minutes to reduce the volume. I added the tomatoes. It's going to simmer for about 17 more minutes before I add the fish. I can smell the fish stock already from here. I've added my wine already. I finished my wine already. So the only thing I have left is parsley, the fish, and because we're not going to be eating this till, what time is it right now? 2. So we'll eat this in about 4.5 hours. In about 20 minutes, what I'm going to do is add the fish and let the residual heat cook the fish. Cover it, and then when it comes dinner time, I'll bring it back up to a boil again. Cook it for about 5 minutes on a boil. Shut it off, and it should be all set. Because white fish like cod, shrimp, it doesn't require a lot of time to cook, especially if you're boiling it. Sorry, I left the oven open because it's free heat, right? I have to buy some more oil soon, home heating oil, so might as well, since the oven was on already, might as well keep it open for the heat. I haven't salted this yet either. I'll do that when the timer's up. Okay, let me put away my tomato paste. Now I'm curious. I'm going to cut this bread in half. Yeah, if you get overcooked shrimp, it's bad. Let's cut this in half. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, this isn't overbaked at the least. It's just a massive loaf. So it's a flatbread. Nice and soft in the middle. Has a firm texture. Otherwise, the pizza, does it cool down enough? I'm going to burn the roof of my mouth. Let's see the crust first. Soft, crispy crust. And there's a tomato that didn't break up here. Here, let me see if I can take out the fish. Let me unplug the stand mixer though. I
have so many cables here between the Instant Pot, the laptop, the second camera, the stand mixer. There's a lot in this small little kitchen. What would be great is if I had enough money to build a kitchen studio, right? That'd be awesome. I just have so much stuff. So, let's bring the camera over again. I haven't put my dough in the fridge yet. Here's my pizza dough. Just gonna sit here for just a little bit. Let's take a look at our fish. It's gonna go in soon. And I'm gonna shuffle as soon as I'm gonna add the fish. I'm gonna taste the broth, season it with salt and pepper, and once the flavor's right, then I'll shut the heat, add the fish, and just give it a cover. I mean, even if it sits, yes, well, proper ventilation. I wish I had proper ventilation. There's nothing like that here. Everything gets recycled in the house, and that's why we have an air purifier in our house. Okay, so this is our fish. It's about a kilogram of cod. Let's see, this whole cod fillet. I typically go for cod loins, but they didn't have any cod loins, so I just grabbed whatever I could. There you go. Let's open the shrimp. Shrimp's gonna be in the bag, as it always is. Let's lift this up, put this underneath. Any stuff to clean, but I have my shrimp here, peeled, deveined, tail on. I mean, it's not so hard to keep the tail on, but the deveining and shelling part, great that they do it for me at the store already. Wash my hands. Oh, them gray shrimples. Yes, they're gray because they're not cooked. I'm not buying cooked shrimp because I'm not going to add cooked shrimp into to be recooked again. Does that make sense? I mean, I want some of the broth to be absorbed into the shrimp, and I want some of the shrimp flavors to ooze out into the broth.
Why is there ghost reading the Harry and the Gryffindor room?
That's a great question. I mean, why can't ghosts read? Some ghosts like to read, right? Yeah. Because my wine's been sitting next to the oven.
Great job with the movie.
What?
That girl who wrote the books animated movie, she's great.
Who, J.K. Rowling? The author?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah.
She's a good writer and she's great.
There are pink shrimpies that you like a lot. Hold on, let me try the pizza first. Mmm. 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 That pizza's great. The dough ended up being a great pizza dough. So I have something like this that's already pre-cooked, just frozen. Look in the bag. Those I usually use for like shrimp cocktail, if people are coming over, or anything of the sort. Hey, what's up, Seabass? Wait.
they're not. It's not cooked and it's smaller. I've never heard of. So I've seen like wild Gulf shrimp. It has it's wild because it's from the Gulf of Mexico, but it's slightly pink because it's wild caught. Slightly pink. Yeah, yeah. But she doesn't cook at all. 7 minutes left. So I'm eating pizza made from failed bread dough. While having some wine that we used in our soup. Hmm. That's weird. I've seen like the really, really mini shrimp, like that are maybe like a centimeter or two in like diameter. But it's usually made from shrimp parts and formed into a little mini shrimp. That's pink because there's usually dye added to it to make it look like it's a shrimp, but it's piecemeal shrimp. And I've seen that. You gotta get a picture of this. I want to see what this looks like. All right, let me move this camera back over to the stew because it's about time to shut this off. It's a nice, rich red, yellow color, and we got the yellow from the saffron. You can see the chunks of onion, fennel, celery, leeks. See chunks of tomato. We started our broth started up. Well, we've added a lot of liquid since, but it started up here. We've reduced it down maybe a good 2 centimeters. And you know what? This is a good time to stop it because let's stop the heat. Let's add some salt. I'm gonna start with pink sea salt. Now, I'll be honest with you, the pink Himalayan sea salt isn't really salty. I'm not adding black pepper to this. And, oh wow, I forgot my spice cabinet was here, so I need to open this up. Gotta move my laptop and my camera. There we go. When I don't want to look at pepper, there's always white pepper. And I have to season this now before I add the fish in, right? Because I need to taste it. I have a feeling I need more salt. I didn't see it. And I actually have no alerts in my mini feed. No? Uh-oh. I don't see anything. You open my dashboard. All I smell is raw fish, and I'm glad my cat went out onto the porch. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything? I don't even have a message saying that.
while I'm waiting for it to load, hold on a second. It's super hot. Mm. Needs a little bit more salt. I don't have anything. Nothing on. Oh, let me check my email. I don't have anything on email. Uh-oh. See my cat? Trying to get up here. Okay. It might be a Streamlabs glitch, but I haven't seen any email. Oh, Lepka. So I need a little bit more salt. And I'm not letting my cat in because there's raw fish here. That should be good. One thing that I wanted to add before I add the fish, I'd mentioned earlier that with all the fish stock and the flavor from the cod and the shrimp, I wanted to add 1 cube of bone broth that we made about 2 streams ago. Bone broth. It's going to add just another level of flavor. See him? He wants in. Okay. But well, thank you, Seabass. I as soon as I see it, I will let you know. Because I still haven't gotten anything on an email. Wait, I got something from my daughter's school. Tato Tuts. Let me use my phone. Oh, I got it on my phone. Yes, thank you very much. Yay, I got it. For some reason, I got it on my phone and not on my email or Streamlabs, which is super weird. Okay. All right. I added that 1 cube of bone broth just to give it a little complex flavor. Because everything's going to be seafood, right? I'm just going to add the fish whole. Ooh, ow, that's hot. That's hot. Wow. Okay. Whew. Okay. And then I'm going to add the shrimp. Actually, I'm not. Thanks, Melissa. All right, let me rinse my shrimp. So that worked. Yeah. You worked.
I didn't.
You didn't work? Then what'd you do? What have you been doing? Oh, so Letka, that pink Key West shrimp, that's Gulf shrimp. So it does have a slight pink hue to it, but it's not completely pink. And to be honest with you, I don't really trust the Key West Gulf shrimp because years ago we had that oil spill down in the south, and yeah, who knows? So my shrimp, tails, and all. My hands. I'm gonna stop that incessant beeping. My oven is still really hot. I'm starting to sweat, which is great. All right, so just gonna make sure all of this is covered. Push my fish down. Push my shrimp down. And the residual heat is going to cook
the fish and the shrimp, and whatever is not cooked. I mean, you can start to see already. Look, the ends is curling and it's starting to turn pink. So this will be done. The fish probably won't be done, but it'll be close. And this is really hot because it was right next to the stove. You can come in now. I'm done with the fish. Yes, compared to normal shrimp, it is pink. Yeah, we used to buy wild shrimp from the Gulf. That's U.S. local. And since the spill, like it was a couple years ago, like I think I can't remember when. But like it takes a while for it to clean up, right? Naturally. We'll probably buy wild from them soon, but we get the responsibly raised, farm raised shrimp. And for now, that's good enough for now. We don't eat a lot of shrimp to begin with in the first place. Yeah, he is he smells the fish and he knows I'm cooking, so he's begging. I just right now I just took some ethanol, some 70% ethanol um, that I normally I can usually buy like 100% ethanol for my woodworking. You just dilute it down to 70%, and I use it to clean my countertops because it will kill most of the germs. I mean, if we use 70% ethanol in our labs, and I work in a cancer biology lab, and that's pretty much good for most cells. I think it's good for a kitchen countertop. Right. So that's it. Oh, shit. Because he's happy to see you. So we have our now partially cooked shrimp, our cod, which is down there in the stew, and that's just gonna sit there until dinner time. I'll put the pot on high, about 15 minutes before we're about to eat, so that it'll heat up. Cook the rest of the fish and shrimp, ready to serve. Ready to serve with our failed sourdough bread, which is a nice flat bread. It'll be good for dipping in soup. I'm a little disappointed. But for the second loaf, we were able to make a pizza out of it. Which is right here, with a nice crispy crust, sourdough flavor. And then we made 3-day pizza dough. This is gonna go into the refrigerator. It'll come back on Sunday, and I'll be making 2 large pizzas. That is true. I made pancakes the other day. It was, I think, on Sunday. And because we don't use buttermilk, we use plant-based milk because I'm lactose intolerant. We're all actually lactose intolerant. Yeah, it calls to add white wine vinegar. New bottle, I opened it, and this cap was stuck to the lid. So when I poured the vinegar out, I'd say a good third of a cup of vinegar poured right out into the batter. I was like, well, I'll just double the recipe, thinking it might be okay. No, they tasted like crap, and I had to throw it away. And it was absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh, one thing I forgot to add. I need to add this now. I need to add half the parsley. Oh, not spiders! So I'm adding just a little bit now, because when it gets cooked, I don't want it to be too bitter. And I'll add the other half later. That way we can get some flavor out of it. I completely forgot about that. It was on the other side of the counter. Well, that's it, guys. The stew is done. If I were to eat this now, I'd let this boil for another 5 minutes, kill the heat, and immediately serve with the bread. Again, I didn't. Pizza's great. You have a nice crispy crust. You have some air pockets here, and it's just, I mean, this is vegan cheese, right? I have 2 types of vegan cheese, and just some sauce. No big deal. And I learned too with pizza, instead of spreading the sauce, I add globs of sauce, and the heat from the pizza stone and the oven actually spreads out the sauce nicely. I don't know. I like it a lot better than just spreading out the sauce and having like a thin layer. That's it. So one thing that I do in a future recipe, so we had our neighbors over for Christmas lunch, and our neighbors bought me this banana flour. And I was thinking of what to make with this, and I think I know. On the back, there's a chocolate banana flour cake. I was thinking about making something similar, but instead of just the banana flour, I was thinking of getting banana and hazelnut flour with the chocolate. And I can make like a hazelnut banana chocolate cake with like a chocolate ganache on top. So I think that'll be good. Maybe some crumbled up hazelnuts on the side. You got the stove. You got the hat on. Bread? Some people can make bread. I would probably make a cake. We have this great unicorn mold, and my brother's birthday is coming up. So if I make banana pancakes, I will use real bananas because they taste. Yeah, I'd rather make a cake than bread. And it's 2 o'clock. I'm already drinking. That's bad. Yeah. There's that. I was thinking about doing a stream tomorrow. It might need to be an outside stream though. I think you were here, Lepka. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's go outside. I have a screened-in 3-season porch. I have some leftover oil, some leftover avocado oil from my last fry. But I'll also substitute that leftover avocado oil with some duck fat. And I will fry up in cornmeal some blue oyster mushrooms that I found today for $3. Amazing. And maybe some baby bella mushrooms. And I will cornmeal and fry some potatoes. No, yeah. Sometimes I make banana pancakes. They're usually chocolate banana pancakes, but they're paleo. Almond flour, coconut flour. Bourbon. What I have underneath here, because I usually drink while I cook. I have half a bottle of this left. So this is Rock and Rye, Slow and Low. It is straight rye whiskey with orange and honey. I usually just add 1 ice cube to this to make it nice and chill. And then it's delicious. Wait, let's see. Let me see if this. want to see this. I love a good bourbon. Redemption bourbon. I would like to try that. JK, glaze me. Oh my god. Bro, you should have taken pictures of your dinner last night. Because I would have loved to see what those pork chops look like. I haven't had Japanese whiskey. It's really expensive here. And I'm not about to buy that when I can buy beer. Some good beer. And I usually don't drink wine, but because I opened the bottle for the recipe. I've made it without wine before. And it doesn't taste as rich as it would with wine. Taste in a week. Well, you can ask T-Rex how much I drink in a week. Because during a weeknight, I'm usually 1 or 2 beers in, playing CS with her. And if I play tonight, it will be the same. So many beers. So many beers. Yeah. I have a lot of beers. And they're all in the garage. And I actually have a bunch of beers in the basement that are bottle conditioning. I like the taste. Yeah. It's the sugar. If you're clean eating, I mean, alcohol will wreck you. Have you tried? Okay, I don't know if it's over there, Lepka, but have you tried like the hard seltzer? It's like carbonated water with alcohol. It's probably like 80 calories per can with 0 carbs. It's great. You need like, okay, I mean, I need like 5 or 6 of those to get me a buzz. But even just the buzz the next day, I feel awful. Like I feel like my stomach is pitted. But if I drink beer or wine, I don't have a pitted stomach the next day. Ooh, cheap vodka. Hold on. Let me put this dough in the fridge downstairs and I'll be right back.
This is why no one was alive the day he was attacked. Go on. We face beasts that will not act. None is pathetic as basilisk, capable of living for hundreds of years. Instant death awaits anyone who meets this giant serpent's arm. Stand just free before it. No, this is it. The monster in the Chamber of Secrets is a basilisk. Has my eye can hear its will.
Alright, I'm back.
What is it killed?
So yeah, let's try that tomorrow. Let's try the fried mushrooms and potatoes. And I'll probably make fried rice tomorrow just because I need to start thinking about what to make for lunch for the week next week when I go back to work. And that's usually the easiest. I have leftover veg that I'll just toss together with some rice, which I have plenty of. Nice, quick, easy meal for the week. Since you guys are here, do you guys have any requests? Do you guys want to see something made?
I am off next Friday, so I can make something during the day. If you would like to see something made. Hopefully nothing fancy. Actually, I want to see this now. Ew. Oh, the shrimp's done. Here. So, this looks great. I mean, shrimp's done. Shrimp's cooked perfectly. It's tender. It's firm. But it's not overcooked. The fish is not quite done. But yeah, it's beautiful. So that's our dinner tonight. The concept was to prevent a hangover, but it didn't work like that. Make ramen. Okay. So, I will tell you, Bert, I cheat. And I'll show you why. Let's move the camera. And you can see the packaging right there. I cheat. I cheat a lot for ramen. So if you follow my Instagram, will this command work? No? There we go.
Magnus is laying on.
Really? Hold on, I gotta see this. Aww. Are you happy that he's laying on you like that?
Yeah, what does that mean when you're tucked in?
He's tired. Okay, so I post a lot of ramen pictures on there, and part of what I use are these packages. So my local grocery store sells these. There's one packet that's noodles only. It stays in the freezer, but it's freshly made wheat noodles, and then they're flash frozen. So when you cook them, I usually cook them in a large pot with water, and in the large pot of water I have this large mesh strainer. I put the noodles in here and kind of shake them in the hot water for at most 2 minutes. I think this package says maybe it's a minute and a half. It says it inside. I'm not going to open the package, but about a minute and a half. Once the noodles are done, I immediately add them to my soup bowl. So this one alone is just noodles. This one is noodles, and it has the shoyu seasoning, or I guess I would say stock broth. It has the soy, it has the sesame oil, and what I normally do is I take that, add some water and some bone broth to it to make a nice rich broth. I don't even use the whole packet for one bowl because it's just so salty. I probably add a half a packet per serving, and then I substitute in the rest with water and bone broth. So that's how I cheat with my ramen noodles. I usually don't go for the dried noodle packets. I do have some. Like the dried noodle cakes. I mean, they're just so thin. And they're not the right consistency when they come out, right? These, you can see, they're actual wheat noodles. They're nice and thick. They're loose. They're chewy when they come out. So that's my secret to making ramen. It's this. But I can make it. And my daughter loves ramen. Maeve, do you like Ingen's noodles?
Yep, and I like raw also.
wants a feud. Yeah, so I didn't know about them. Um, just walking down the freezer aisle. Yeah, I know, right? I happened to see those noodles, and I'm like, oh, let me give these a try. And I made them for lunch one day for my mom and my brother, and they both loved it. I loved it too. And I haven't gone back to that packaged stuff. I just buy a bunch of those packets. Granted, they're more expensive than your typical dried noodles that you could just reconstitute in water and boil for like a couple minutes. This one you literally have to boil in vigorous boil for like not even 2 minutes. Some of them just a minute and a half. But again, like I try to I try to mimic what they have at the typical ramen shops, and you constantly shake the noodles in the water, in the boiling water, so that they're moving around and not sticking to each other. Um, that's what I try and do. But that's something that I can do next Friday. Um, Again, I can add some veg. I usually my typical go-to veg is our shiitake mushrooms. Oh, my father-in-law's calling me.
Magnus is throwing all over me.
Is that a problem? Like he's happy. Let me pull up my. So my typical go-to veg for ramen. I mean, that's my typical ramen filling. Ground chicken, fried with onions, shiitake mushrooms or bella mushrooms, um, raw shredded carrots, and quickly fried bok choy. Yeah, I just don't want to buy the noodle strainer because we don't make a lot of noodles. So I just use a big pot of water and I mean, I have these strainers already and it's big enough where I can just toss them around. Yeah, see, this other one I, I had cubed chicken, green beans, carrots. Do I have sprouts? No, that's noodles. Green onions. Um,
Your snakes.
so it's my standard affair. This one I had pickled,
I wish I could jump in the movie
red
and have a
pickled
snake
cabbage.
skin. So I can
Really?
use slippers.
Oh, nice. I think that'd be cool. Actually, you should ask Papa.
I actually saw a giant snake skin already.
All right.
What's this?
Yeah.
Snake? It's a snake skin. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Never shipped this to
No, if I wanted, I would buy it. I would buy it really. The only thing that I really want, um,
Part of a lie on this one.
the only thing that I would really want right now, I'll show you. I'll send a link. Hold on a second.
Checkpoints here, boys. The very first. The world will know our story. How it was too late to save the girl. How you two tragically.
This is what I want next.
The sight of her mangled body. So,
This is my next purchase for the kitchen.
first, Mr. Potter.
Let's see if this link works because I cut off like the rest of the stuff. Yep. Oh, look, I got the notification from PayPal on an email now. Did Streamlabs ever update? It didn't do the donation, which is really weird. Kind of deep. It's not very deep. It's I think it's I mean compared to the walk, I don't think it's very deep. And I'm not looking for I want blue steel. I don't want stainless steel. Um, I have a stainless steel pan that I like. It holds a lot of heat, a nice quick fry. Um, I want something that's lightweight in between the cast iron and the stainless steel because the cast iron is just too heavy. Um, I have a deep fryer, and that's why I was thinking about doing that stream tomorrow, and I will do that stream tomorrow on the deep fried blue oyster mushrooms and potatoes. So I will do some quick research tonight, and then I'll make everything tomorrow. I'll bring the laptop outside. We'll do a quick fry outside, um, because I'm not gonna fry it inside. I've done it before. The whole house smells, and my new air purifier that I ordered off a Kickstarter has yet to come, and I'm still waiting on that. So I have 3 pans. This is a non-stick skillet that doesn't have Teflon that I usually use for pancakes. Maybe some eggs. Not really. I have another pan for eggs. So that's one pan. Oops. This is my stainless steel stainless steel skillet that does stick. Has a really thick bottom. And then this is a 12-inch cast iron skillet. Like 30-centimeter cast iron skillet. This is usually my daily workhorse. So those are the 3 pans that I use on a daily basis. The 3 large pans. Now the other pans that I use, this is a really old hand-me-down skillet, cast iron skillet, small. It's soaking in oil right now. And then this one was expensive, let me tell you. Again, Teflon-free, non-stick. This is an all-clad skillet, non-stick. This we usually use for eggs, and we cook so many eggs in a day, throughout the day. Yeah, cast iron is great. So the other night I did cast iron chicken, and then once the chicken was done, I kept it in the oven to keep them warm. I added mushrooms and onions to the skillet, just took up all the fond up and the juices. On Amazon, I think that all-clad non-stick. Let's see how much it was. That's not 12-inch. So an 8-inch. This is 8 inches. I'm not sure how many centimeters that is. 20? 21 centimeters? This was $100. It's PFOA free, non-stick. It heats up really well. I don't know. It was well worth the money for that one. Yeah, 8 inches. Let me look. Let me do the conversion real quick. Yep. Twenty-two, 23 centimeters. Yeah. So that alone was $100. Again, it was well worth it because we use it so much for eggs. I make quesadillas out of them. Just a quick fry, heats up really fast. Just a great overall, like, every day. I wash it about once a week. I don't like to wash my pans that often. I wash the larger pans often, like after every meal that I prepare. But the smaller ones, depending on what I cook, I actually don't wash them at all. I usually just Um, because the oil that I use is avocado and it retains that high smoke point. I usually never reach that high smoke point. It's usually fine. Actually, this all goes back above. Hold on.
Surely you didn't think I was going to keep my filthy mother father's name. I'm crushing myself in union.
Hi, Dennis. Can you look at me?
When I became the greatest
Oh, wait.
sorcerer in the world.
Sourdough is the greatest sorcerer in the world.
Donald has been driven out of his castle by the mere memory of me.
He'll never be gone. Not as long
Why
as I
is he putting his head towards me?
Because he wants to look. He wants to give you a kiss. All right. So next Friday, I'll make ramen. And if I can think of something else to make, I'll make it. I'll probably need to make something for dinner that night as well. So I'm not quite sure what the family is in the mood for. Otherwise, tomorrow, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably a little earlier, sometime around noon, my time. So 12 Eastern. Actually, probably a little bit 12 Eastern, which is about 6 p.m. CET, right? So I'll see you then with some lunch, which will be some fried blue oyster mushrooms, some fried potatoes, and if I have time, I'll start some fried rice. Because I'll probably have about a good 2 hours to cook. So, if you have any comments or any requests of what to cook, hop over to my Discord and leave me a message. And I should put in a food request in Discord. Otherwise, thank you very much, guys. Let me see who's on. I don't want someone. Oh, Tubes is on. Let's send everyone over to Tubes because he's having an early birthday celebration. So let's go raid him and let's everybody wish him a happy birthday. All right, see you guys tomorrow. And Melissa, we'll probably see you tonight if you're on. Bye.